That's how you bounce back, ladies and gentlemen. What's up? Welcome to another Knicks Nation post-game show. Appreciate every single one of you in the chat as your New York Knicks bounce back and they beat the Milwaukee Bucks by a final score of 140-106. Yes, 140-106. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. All the good stuff. Smash the like button. Appreciate every single one of you on this Sunday evening. Early game, early finish. Dominated the game from start to finish, and it was led by Mr. 11. You know, there's certain teams where the Knicks play really well against, and the Bucks are one of them, right? They've blown them out twice this year, and it started with number 11, right? Jalen Brunson had that look in him from the beginning of this basketball game. Just had that look, man. He just had that look in his eyes, that killer instinct. He was not losing this game. And ladies and gentlemen, that is what captains do. That is what captains do. They lead. Tony Tone in the chat with the super chat. Appreciate you, Tony. Great win. JB came to play. Appreciate the super chat. Tony. That's what captains do. They lead in dark times. And when Jalen Brunson plays like that, this Knicks team is extremely tough to beat, right? When we get MVP Jalen Brunson, and like I said, he had that look in his eyes from the start of this basketball game like he wasn't losing his damn game. He dropped 44 points in 29 minutes. 44 points in 29 minutes. Most points ever by a Knick under 30 minutes. Most points ever by a Knick under 30 minutes. Mike Breen said it on the MSG broadcast, but that is what captains do. Look, you came off a terrible loss against the Oklahoma City Thunder. You had a game today against the Milwaukee Bucks, and a lot of Knicks fans didn't know what to expect in this game. And Jalen Brunson, the captain, the cap, our leader, from the jump. What did he have? 23 first quarter points, 7-11 from shooting. And he left this game for a while. Gave us that little scare in the third quarter. Came back. Came back, man, to a rousing ovation. And that moment was extremely special. Thank God that he's healthy. And thank God that he's good. But JB with the absolutely incredible game tonight for this Knicks team. Lee Thomas, appreciate the sub. Oh, man. What's going on, everybody? We needed that one. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Jared says, let's go Knicks. Ronald, what's going on? Thank you for joining the show. Way to bounce back. Loud and clear. What's going on, Loud and clear? I actually want to check on the Milwaukee fan base. They got to be screaming for Doc's head. Funny thing is, Loud and clear, Milwaukee has been playing better, right? Milwaukee has been playing better as of late. They're not the same team as they were in the beginning of the season when the Knicks blew them out. They've been playing better. And this Knicks team really hasn't shown, a signature win this year. I would say today would count towards that because the Bucks, look, they're 20-16. Let me get the updated. 20-17 now. They're going to be there at the end. They're going to be a top 16 in the Eastern Conference. They've been playing well, and this Knicks team from the start of the game, JB, led by JB. And also we'll talk about campaign. We'll talk about Cat. We'll talk about everybody. But JB came into today with that killer instinct. The burner, Jared. What's going on? Jared says, let's go Knicks. Yo, Alpha, what's going on? Thank you for hopping in. Knicks Nation post-game show on this Sunday afternoon, man. Much needed win, man. You had to get this bounce back win, man. You had to. Defense turned up. Bench turned up. Heck yeah. Eric says, I want to see if the Knicks can win games if they can't shoot well from three. How would they find ways to score in other ways? Eric, it's beautiful watching this Knicks team score and hit their threes today, right? Beautiful. See what happens when you hit their threes? They win big. 43% as a team from three today. 43%. That's what they shot. And look, you got a great contribution from Campaign off the bench. 4-7 from three. I love it when he starts to talk to himself. A little crazy. And you need that. And look, he's been kind of flaming out tonight, today. He played incredible for this team off the bench. 4-7 from three, 18 points, 2 assists, 2 boards. And I thought that set the tone, man. You needed that extra boost off the bench. But look, it starts with number 11, right? Incredible. He's been struggling from three lately. 5-10 from three tonight, 6 assists, 44 points in 29 minutes. You know how hard that is to do? In 29 minutes, JB gave you 44 points. That's what captains do, man. That's why the Knicks named him the captain. If you want to call the OKC loss after that game, a lie. Look, I was pissed off. I guess I don't really want to call it a dark time, but it was a bad loss. It was a bad last 24 hours. You had that bad taste in your mouth, right? And JB slept it off, came back today and dominated. Dominated from start to finish. So shout out to number 11. Shout out to our cap. Love him as always. Karl Anthony Towns with the quietest 30-point, 18-rebound game you would probably ever see. This dude is so efficient, right? This dude is so efficient. 30 points, 18 boards, 4 assists, 1 steal, 2 of 5 from 3, 10 of 16 from the field. His efficiency is through the roof. Towns was dominating all game long in the paint, behind the arc. And today, I keep saying tonight because, they always play night games. But today, I thought his passing was elite. Towns today found open Knicks. Towns today was a threat from three and was finding cutters. And, he finished with 4 assists. But I thought today, 4 of those passes, man, were elite. Some dimes from Big Cat, man. Dimes from Big Cat. So the efficiency continues. The great season from Cat, 30-18, man. Best rebounder big in the NBA. But tonight he took advantage of his matchup, right? He was dominating all game long. And the Bucks didn't really have an answer for Cat, which is why you see the 10-16 efficiency. But honestly, guys, when Jalen Brunson plays like that, this Knicks team is extremely tough to beat, man. When he's being efficient, when he's passing the rock, when he's hitting his floaters, he's hitting his threes especially. That's what's been missing out of Brunson's game, right? His threes. And absolutely love it that it came back tonight. 50% from three today, 5-10 from three. That's what we've been missing, his threes. So, but love that moment in the third when Brunson came out of the locker room to a rousing ovation and the New York Knicks fans were chanting MVP. Bucks try to make it a game, but it was really, over at that point. But just, they didn't have anyone to guard him. Beautiful win. Much needed win. Beautiful win. Eric says, great win, but are you concerned about us being 0-5 against team with a better record than us? Eric in the chat says, tonight eased my mind a little bit, Eric. Today eased my mind a little bit, Eric. It is, at some point, this Knicks team will beat a contending team. They're not going to stay 0-5 for the entirety of the season. They're 26-14. They're 12 games over 500. At some point, they are going to beat a contending team. And the Bucks are a contending team, right? Depending on who you ask. They are a contending team. So this was a great win, guys. This was an amazing win for this team. Because you looked at the schedule and you had OKC, Milwaukee. They've been playing better. Then you have another game tomorrow. So this was kind of like you needed this one. You needed to get the stench out of the air, and you needed to, have a statement win. And today, I thought was a step in the right direction, Eric. So great win, man. Great win. Yuri, Thibs emptied the starters with 6 minutes left. Love that, man. Love that. Yuri, see you in the Discord, man. I'll get to your call a little bit later. If you guys haven't known, we have a Discord. Hop in the Discord, call into the show. Get to the calls towards the end of the post game. Great win today. I hope it's a start of another winning streak. Daniel in the chat, what's going on? I hope it is. I hope it is the start of another winning streak. But you came into today, didn't know really how to feel, right? You woke up today, you're like, Bucks are on the schedule. They've been playing better after that OKC win. What are the Knicks going to do? Which Knicks team is going to show up, right? It's kind of been, honestly, they've lost 4 out of the last 5 games coming into today. And those are all valid questions. Knicks have been struggling from 3, but from the jump, when JB saw a couple of those threes go down, you knew. He had that look in his eyes from the start of this game. Like he was going to dominate this game. Had the scare with the shoulder, had the heating pad on at the end of the game, but that's what captains do, right? They take control, they lead, and the definition of a captain, a person who is at the head of or in authority over others, chief leader. And JB, the definition of captain for sure today, dominated. Isaiah, what's going on, Isaiah? Great win. Brunson shut down all the haters. But man, Bridges is really starting to make me worry about him. Isaiah, yeah, we'll talk about Bridges. Appreciate you. Knicks 100 GM. Brunson play like that every time he see Dame on the schedule. Knicks 100 GM, what's going on? Look, he saw food, right? Brunson saw food. Milwaukee had Andre Jackson on Jalen Brunson to start this game, right? They had Jackson on Brunson, and Jackson picked up 3 fouls in the first quarter. And that was pretty much all you saw of Andre Jackson. And he's been, one of their best defenders. So I know you look at the name Andre Jackson Jr. and they're like, who? But Andre Jackson Jr. has been one of the Bucks' best defenders. And I know these teams are constantly throwing length at Jalen Brunson, constantly trying to make it difficult for him to score. And Brunson got him into foul trouble early, and that's all she wrote. They tried putting Jackson on him. Dame was on him at a few times, and that's barbecue chicken. Anytime Dame Lillard gets matched up with Jalen Brunson, that's a mismatch, right? So they put Beauchamp on him for a bit, mismatch. So JB was cooking. He had the look in his eyes today. And when he plays like that, when he plays like an MVP, this Knicks team is tough to beat. And when you get that performance from JB and you compile that with Cat, that's 74 points between the duo of Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns. 74 points from them. 7 threes, 26 made field goals, 10 assists. When they play like that, this Knicks team is dangerous. And that's the upside of this Knicks team. That's what we've been, that's the upside. That's what we've been seeing in a 9-game winning streak where, Cat has been dominating all season. Brunson has been struggling with his 3. A lot of people have been down on Brunson lately. I don't get it. I don't know why. He's heard the noise. He heard all the trolls. He heard everything. And he shut everyone up today. He made everyone realize who this man is. He's an assassin. He is an assassin. And watching him cook like that, especially from 3, because when he's playing well in the paint, when he's hitting his mid-range jump shots, and on top of that, he's hitting his threes, he can't be stopped. And we've seen it in the playoffs firsthand. This is what he does in the playoffs. So, amazing performance from JB. Don't want to overlook campaign, though, man. This was a much-needed campaign game. We needed a spark like this to kind of ease our mind off that bench. No Shamit till garbage time, right? So Thibs went 8 deep. So campaign came in, and he was incredible. Some good precious minutes as well. Campaign came in, did his thing. Deuce McBride with 2 threes, 6 points. So the bench played great today. And when campaign, there was a lineup of Payne, Deuce, Cat, OG, and I'm missing somebody else. But there was a lineup of Payne, Deuce, Cat, OG, and I want to say either Hart. But when that lineup was on the court, they were dominating. And that's an elite Knicks lineup, because all 5 players can hit the 3. All 5 players can, they have things in their offensive arsenal to hurt you. So, great win for the squad, guys. Needed this one. Great win for the squad. This Rover. I'm a little worried about OG too. Been playing like he lost a step. Mikal Bridges today only attempted 5 field goal attempts. So OG Anunoby only attempted 12 field goal attempts. 1 of 5 from 3, 1 of 4 from Mikal Bridges. But I love the 6 assists from Mikal. I'm going to talk about his scoring. 6 assists, 2 blocks from Mikal, right? You're impacting the game in other facets of the game, right? Other areas of the basketball game. 6 assists, 2 blocks from Mikal. OG Anunoby, 2 assists, 1 block, 12 field goal attempts, 1 of 5 from 3. Missed a dunk in this game, and I think his elbow's bothering him. I do. I hope that he's okay regarding his elbow, but it happens, right? He's in a funk, right? Him and Mikal are in a funk right now, and your two the wing stop, right? They're renovating. Wing stop is being renovated, but with Mikal, you can't miss if you don't attempt shots, right? You can't miss if you don't attempt shots, right? But I love that he was impacting the game in other areas. That's what I love. He will get his shot back to long season. He will. He's talked about how his shots are short due to tired legs. So he's been, NBA minute leader in minutes per game, Mikal Bridges. So anytime you see a 3 in front of his minutes, that's a positive sign. That is a positive sign. I'll take that. 37 minutes from Mikal tonight. OG Anunoby started this game in foul trouble, right? So that kind of threw him off a little bit, but he'll get it. Just a couple of the games ago, it was the Raptors where he was dominating, right? So it's pick your poison, but it is interesting after the Josh Hart comments about, the egos and this and that, and, we don't care about individual statistics. Mikal, 5 field goal attempts, and Anunoby 12 field goal attempts. Not saying that's pointed at them, but, Josh Hart again with an incredible, almost 11 points, 11 boards for Mr. Hart, and didn't miss a shot. So, much needed win. Got it done. Unc, what's going on? Happy Sunday. Great way to bounce back. We will be fine when it's all said and done. Friday is now on the rear view mirror. Friday? What happened Friday, Unc? I don't know what happened Friday. We moved on, man. We passed that. We passed out. On to bigger and better things, right? Look, the thing about that is after the post game, I know it was a sour post game, kind of a sour mood. We were upset, and for good reason. You wanted to see how the Knicks would respond. And I said majority of the time, the New York Knicks have responded well off bad losses this season. But during the 4 out of the 5 losses, they were losing back-to-back. They lost 3 straight for the first time this season. So it had everyone kind of, thinking to themselves, like, all right, what's going on with this team? Well, Sunday, they came into tonight with a mission, and they smacked the Bucks, man. They smacked them. 140 to 106. That's an ass whooping. And you needed that. And Brunson again, Cat, quiet as 30 and 18, you'll see. So you needed this game. You needed a game like this. Loud and Clear says OG is a dog. McBride held the fort when Brunson went to the locker room. Yes, Knicks 100 GM. Don't want to overlook that. Brunson seems like he hurt his shoulder. I was scared for a little bit. I'm not going to lie to you. He went back to the locker room for a good minute. He was in the locker room, and you're sitting to yourself. You're wondering, like, what's going on, right? I hope it's not like, I don't even want to say it, but, and then he comes back, fans are chanting, MVP, comes back in the game, and he doesn't miss a step, right? It's like he comes back in the game. I think he hits like a back-to-back buckets in a row, had a steal and one. You see the fire and desire, him yelling to the crowd. You love to see that from JB, your leader. And again, when he's playing like that, Knicks are tough to beat. When that duo of JB and Cat are dominating a basketball game like that, they're tough. They're tough. So dominating in the post, dominating from three, dominating from his floaters. Incredible basketball game from number 11, Jalen Brunson. You know he's having a great night when he's stepping back and nailing these threes in your face too. He got one on Giannis tonight. Step back, hit a three in Giannis's face. He was feeling it. And when he has the step backs, look, we haven't been seeing that, right, lately. The threes have been non-existent from Brunson. He's been struggling. Of course, he's been finding other ways to impact the game, but feels good when it feels like he snapped out of his funk today, right? It feels like it. He was playing with a confidence that, like a swagger. And just incredible game. Tony, campaign played great. The bench barely played this 8-man rotation. Got to stop. Knicks shot well versus bad defensive teams. I'm happy for the win, but I'm not impressed, honestly. Oh, and Bridges are struggling. Tony's still not impressed with this win. Come on, you got to be impressed with this win, Tony. 140 to 106 versus the Milwaukee Bucks. You outplay them. You kind of replicate what OKC did to you a couple of nights ago, right? But you did it to the Milwaukee Bucks. Right? And Giannis with 24-13, you sign up for that. First of all, they don't call travel on Giannis ever. They don't call travels on him, but he's a great, amazing player. 6 missed free throws for Giannis. Dame, you held in check, 22 points. You take that. They didn't get contributions from pretty much anyone else other than Middleton. No Gary Trent from them. Defensively, the Knicks were better in this game. They were. They were better in this game. And Knicks, they match up well against this Bucks team, man. They do. Like I said earlier, there's certain teams where the Knicks match up well against. Bucks are one of them. Bucks are one of them. This Knicks team plays extremely well against this Bucks team. I mean, there's back-to-back blowouts this year, right? So, and there's just certain teams where you have their number, and the Bucks are one of them, right? A lot of people said Jalen Brunson went back in the locker room in the third quarter so he can catch the start of the Eagles game because he's an Eagles fan. I thought that was hilarious. But, yeah. Tony says Cam Payne played a great game. The bench barely played this. Oh, I already read that. Excuse me. Hart was mad at Bridges letting Giannis score. Giannis is going to score on everyone. Knicks on here, GM. Giannis is going to score on everyone. The Castro, what's going on, man? Great win tonight. JB gave us a scare, but brushed it off and dominated all around. Love to see it. Castro, appreciate you hopping in the Knicks Nation post-game show. Appreciate you. All that Bronson slander you was talking, you singing a different tune now. Hit him up, says in the chat. Hit him up, Brunson. His threes have been off lately. JB, shut everyone up today. He brought back MVP Jalen Brunson. This is the Jalen Brunson when he's playing at this level. He's unstoppable, right? He's unstoppable. And lately during this losing streak, inefficient. You've been wanting it. You knew it was in there. Been on the pod saying I'm not concerned. Chris said he's not concerned. LV has been saying he's not concerned. I wasn't concerned. And then today, he showed us why he's a cap. Hit him up. He showed us why he's a cap. This Rover says Bucks defense isn't as good as OKC. I hope we keep finding ways to penetrate it like the first game. This Rover, yeah, man. The Knicks, look. Points in the paint. Knicks had 60 points in the paint today. One thing about this Knicks team is they've been a good paint team, right? They're scoring a lot lately in the paint because they've had to, because their threes haven't been falling. Well, today, the great sign is you get 60 points in the paint and you shoot above 40% from three. And I believe that's the first time this Knicks team has shot above 42% in like a month from three, right? So we haven't seen a good shooting performance from behind the arc for a while now. It's been a minute. And what I love is that not only did they hit their threes today, but they were getting to the paint. They were taking advantage of mismatches. Cat was dominating the post. Anunoby, I thought, didn't hit, he's been struggling, but I thought he had a couple of great dunks today. Had a good move beginning of the third quarter, which led to a Doc Rivers timeout. Doc Rivers with the quickest timeout calls in NBA history, by the way. But Bridges with the 6 assists. So they've been talking about winning in different ways if their shot isn't falling. And look, today their shot was falling, but I thought the other areas of the basketball game, the Knicks were winning at. The rebounding battle they won, right? You love that. The 29 assists, 1 assist away from 30. You love that. 4 blocks. You love that. Only 12 turnovers for the team. You love that, right? 60 points in the paint. No technical fouls. Largest lead of the game, 34. And you take it. You take this much needed win. Much needed win. You came out and you answered right away. You responded. You responded right away. And, coming off that OKC loss, you needed it. You needed it for sure. All right, let's get to some of these. This was the look that Jalen Brunson had in his eyes, man, the first quarter. First quarter, JB had that look in his eye, man. He just had that look in his eye. These games with Jalen Brunson, and this was the, 23 points in the first quarter, 7-11 shooting, 7-7 from the free throw line, 2 assists in the first. Again, he dropped 44 points, most ever in Knicks history while playing under 30 minutes. Insane stat. Insane stuff. And this was him after the game with the heating pad on. His right shoulder. So that confirms that his right shoulder was bothering him in that third quarter. Something happened. He bumped his shoulder, came out the game. I don't know if he got dislocated really quick and they popped it back in, but I don't know. Whatever they did in the locker room, it worked. And hopefully he's good. Look, Knicks got a back-to-back tomorrow, right? And you love that they have a back-to-back tomorrow against a Pistons team who has been playing really well. And the starters sat for him in the majority part of the fourth quarter. So anytime you can sit your starters in the fourth quarter, you love that. You take that. You love that. So just great win from the squad all around. And You needed this one. All right, let's get to Yuri in Discord. Once again, hit up the Discord. Call into the show. Yuri is becoming the Knicks Nation certified caller. So if you guys wanted to hop in the Discord and call, that would be amazing. All right. Yuri, what's going on? Welcome to the Knicks Nation post-game show. Knicks with another dominant win. How are you, sir?
Very dominant. How are you doing today, Knicks Nation?
I'm doing great. I am doing great. That OKC loss is behind us. What happened Friday? I don't know. Right?
I watched that game, and I was like, this isn't the Knicks basketball that I know, that I've seen this team play in the first half. This is a very different team. We all got to adjust to that. And I feel like they just had an off night. The rotations weren't on point. The three-point percentages, when they were closing out on it, weren't on point. Just everything didn't look right to them.
On Friday, right?
On Friday. And when you have a loss like that, you even saw Tibbs took responsibility for that loss. And when you see your coach take responsibility for that loss like that, not only does it make me happy that he took responsibility, but it also makes me have hope that this team will get back on track like they did today and like how they're going to throughout the rest of the season. I would say this is a signature win. Fight me on that in the chat. The reason why I say this is a signature win is because the Bucks have been playing well. They have been playing good basketball.
Yeah.
We whipped them butts in the first half of the season. And we did it again. They're going to continue to play better.
Yeah.
100%. And this gives them the confidence they need for tomorrow's game. We do have a back-to-back, if I heard.
Yep.
And the lineup you were mentioning, it was Deuce, Precious, Cat, Campaign.
There you go. I know I was missing somebody in that lineup, but that lineup to me, I thought played well today, and I'm wondering if Tom Thibodeau is going to keep going back to that lineup. Look, it looks good when Payne is playing like that, obviously, right? And
obviously, yes. It looks very good.
It looks great. Obviously, Payne has been, inconsistent lately, but I love that he was playing with a confidence today, a swagger that we've been missing. And, yeah, that lineup, I think Tibbs will go back to that lineup. He's a smart guy.
I think Tibbs will go back to that lineup as well. The reason why I say is because you got very good rotating, right? You got very good rotating to close out the three-point shot. You have players who can play really good lockdown defense. And in general, he can provide a spark that the Knicks need, in a sense.
Yeah.
Like, say JB and Cat's not hitting their shots, put that bench in and see what they can work with. One of them's going to get how. I know Deuce is just coming off of surgery on his second game. Deuce had, off the bench? I don't know, probably 8 points. Can you check that for me, please, if you don't mind?
Deuce McBride had 6 points off the bench, Yuri.
Okay, so I was right.
Yeah.
So he had 6 points. Obviously, I expect that number to go back up, the more he continues to play and get back into rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really worried about the Knicks. I know they were going to bounce back after the loss. I wasn't overreacting. That loss to me did leave a bitter taste in my mouth. I'm not going to hold you. But I said to myself, they're going to bounce back. There's no way they're going to blow this game against the Bucks. And they didn't. Which I'm very happy to hear about and see.
Yes, Yuri. And again, appreciate you for calling in, man. Always appreciate the support.
Oh, of course.
Thank you. All right, so yeah, Yuri's not concerned. And look, Knicks have been telling us, they haven't been, concerned. Obviously, you've heard some chirps in the locker room lately that have kind of raised your eyebrow a little bit. But Yuri says he thinks this Bucks win was a signature win. And look, right now, as it stands, the Milwaukee Bucks are 5th in the Eastern Conference, right? And look, they're 5-5 in their last 10, but they're a different team from what we've seen early on in the season. They've kind of turned it around. They were under 500 for, in the beginning of the season. They weren't looking good. So, look, it's a top 16 team in the East. It's a team over 500. I know it's not Boston. I know it's not the Cavs, OKC, but it's a great step in the right direction. It is. And all we've been saying with this Knicks team is we've been hoping that, their threes are going to start to fall because it's been a while. We've been hoping that their bench will start to play better because it's been a while. And everything came to fruition today. Campaign, great game. Precious, good minutes. Deuce, I even thought solid minutes as well. Right? Huck Porty, in the minutes he played in the fourth quarter, was pretty good as well. But Bucks, 5th in the East. Knicks are still number 3 in the East. So this is a great win, no matter how you look at it, because the Bucks are behind us. Right? They are a team that is going to make the playoffs. They're a team that we could possibly see in the first or second round, right? So you gained ground on them, not gained ground on them. You're now a game up from them than you weren't yesterday. So Orlando lost again. So you're really solidifying yourself in the 3 seed. And if you look at the standings, you are still only 2 games back of Boston. So from the losing 4 out of 5, from the spirits after the OKC game being down, this Knicks team on January 12th still finds themselves 2 games back of the 2nd seed in the Eastern Conference. 2 games back of Boston. Boston loses next game. You win tomorrow versus Detroit. You're a game back of Boston. Would you look at that? So that's the beauty of the NBA. It's like it's such a long season that we can analyze the wins and the losses by game basis. And look, that's what we do. I come on here. Bad losses is a bad loss. Great wins is a great win. But at the end of the day, you giving yourself enough runway here where you could afford to lose those 4 or 5 games and still be in a good spot in the Eastern Conference. 2 games back of Boston. Right? You love that. You love that. Bobby says, crazy to believe the Cavs still only have 4 losses. Bobby, it's crazy, man. I think this is their second 12-game winning streak this year, if I'm not mistaken. Their second 12-game winning streak. It's incredible what they're doing. It is. Now, if you go to the Knicks schedule, take a look at this schedule. Got back on track, man. Much needed win. Hey, you've won 2 out of your last 3 games. That's a great sign. You sign me up for that, man. You look at it that way, you sign me up. You got Detroit, and then you got Philly, and then you got Minnesota, Atlanta coming up. So, look, we came into this 6-game stretch. I predicted 4-2. You're 1-1 so far, right? So 3-3, 4-2. Till now, from OKC game until Brooklyn, you signed me up for that. And the step in the right direction today. Mikal Bridges is in a funk, obviously, but impacting the game in different ways. And Anunoby, he'll snap out of it. He will. Wingstop will snap out of it. They will. And but yeah, you just keep on chugging along, keep on winning the games, at home especially, and keep looking like this. You're gonna be a problem. All right, guys, this was fun. Happy Sunday. Appreciate every single one of you that joined me. Subscribe, like, enjoy your Sunday. Let's go Knicks. We back on track. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.